as nothing more than biological vessels. The other, watching with wide, exasperated eyes, could only offer a sarcastic remark on the perceived helpfulness of such a bleak declaration. With wide, earnest eyes, one figure began to speak about making a cure, only to be sharply cut off by the other. Their gaze filled with frustration, they indignantly declared their genius, insisting they hadn't forgotten a thing. With an exasperated gaze, one figure declared they wouldn't go to any place where they felt secondary to someone else. Beside them, another, holding a phone, cast wide, frustrated eyes upon the third, lamenting how long they'd been massaging their companion's pubescent feelings until they'd forgotten their objective, leaving the recipient of their words looking utterly dejected. With arms triumphantly spread, one figure loudly declared this deserted planet their personal haven, a place for peace and quiet, explicitly free from whining kids. Another figure watched with wide, bewildered eyes, while the third stood by, their gaze fixed with an unmistakable air of unimpressed exasperation. The smaller figure, with wide and expectant eyes, looked to their disheveled companion for guidance. They wondered aloud if they were meant to milk monsters or if this was a more dire, mega seed situation, while the other, with a weary gaze and a drip from their mouth, seemed barely to register the inquiry. Gesturing expansively at the barren expanse, the taller figure revealed it as a familiar place for recovering from countless hangovers. The smaller figure looked up with wide, bewildered eyes, perhaps reevaluating their expectations for this proclaimed haven. The taller figure, flask held to their lips, offered a detached explanation about the necessity of unpleasant tasks for the sake of science, glancing casually back. With a weary grimace and hands splayed wide, the smaller figure sought confirmation, their eyes reflecting a resigned acceptance of this uncomfortable truth. With a look of weary resignation, one explained the bizarre, uncomfortable necessity for their mission, nonchalantly adding it was a common occurrence. Their companion, holding a device, met the suggestion with a firm, disgusted refusal, their expression unwavering. With wide, exasperated eyes, the figure called out, instructing another to grab a shovel for their stupid little charity medicine. Their expression, illuminated by a stark, splitting light, clearly conveyed both annoyance and a weary, begrudging compliance with the task. Weaving through the conversation with a weary but determined look, one figure pointed towards a spot to rest, requesting permission. The other, clearly vexed, gave their assent, but not before launching into a bizarre, specific warning about dangerous local flora and its unpleasant effects, while a third listened with wide, slightly bewildered eyes. With a weary sigh and dirt smudged across their face, the larger figure clarified that digging was, in fact, not the current plan.